Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are tackling absolutely the biggest reason insurance agents just flat out quit the business. You know the story, right? You start off strong, you string together a few incredible months, and then, bam, you hit that infamous warm market wall. If you've ever woken up, stared at a completely blank calendar, and felt that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach because you have literally no one left to call, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to completely reframe how you look at lead generation.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at hitting that prospecting wall. Then we'll diagnose the real problem, uncover those hidden mindset and skill gaps, create a bulletproof prospecting system, and finally, we'll wrap up with a 30-day pipeline challenge.
All right, section 1, hitting the prospecting wall, or dealing with the empty pipeline.
So let's just acknowledge a very real, very acute pain point right out of the gate. You had that strong start, but now, zero appointments. The momentum has just completely stopped. And when it stops, it usually sounds exactly like this. I've already sold insurance to all my relatives and friends, and now I don't have any prospects. Look, I want to validate your frustration here, I really do, because it's hands down the most common roadblock in this entire industry. But I also need to immediately pivot your thinking on this. That statement, that's just a symptom. It is absolutely not the actual disease that's killing your business.
Think about it like this. Imagine a farmer looking out over a totally barren, empty field, scratching his head and saying, well, last year I harvested all the crops from my field, and this year there are no crops. I mean, would we blame the field? Of course not. The very first thing we'd ask is, hey, did you sow any new seeds? It's the exact same thing here. You cannot blame the market for a lack of clients if you never actually planted anything new.
It's wild how perfectly this maps onto the insurance business, right? Prospecting is sowing. Setting those appointments is watering. Following up is nurturing. And the policies themselves, well, that's your harvest. This brilliant comparison proves a universal law of this business. If you stop sowing, your harvest will eventually, inevitably, just stop. Moving on to section 2, diagnosing the real problem, getting beyond the symptom.
So, if exhausting your friends and family isn't the root cause, what is actually draining your pipeline? We've got to look at the systematic failures happening behind the scenes. These are the silent killers of your business. First up, confusing a basic contact with an actual prospect. Second, stopping your outreach simply because you got a little busy. Third, having no defined target market. Trying to sell to basically anyone who breathes. Fourth, treating prospecting as a one-off event rather than a continuous, ongoing process. And finally, relying entirely on your own personal contacts without any real system to expand outward.
Let's quickly debunk that last killer right now. The whole myth of I only know 100 people. Okay, sure, that might be true for your direct contact list. But every single one of those 100 people knows another 200 to 300 people. To put that into perspective, your true network isn't just your phone's contact list. Your network is actually your contacts' networks. It's huge. And this right here is exactly why you need a daily prospecting habit. Think of your pipeline like a giant water tank. If you only turn the hose on when you're desperate for appointments, and then you just switch it off the second business gets good, well, your tank is inevitably going to run dry. Top agents, they never do this. They prospect every single day, completely regardless of how busy their calendar is, because they know there's always a time lag between the ask and the actual sale.
All right, section 3, mindset and skill gaps. Those hidden roadblocks.
Look, once that easy market is gone, the people who already love and trust you, your actual sales skills and psychological barriers are put to the ultimate test. When you step out of your warm market, these roadblocks hit, and they hit hard. You start seeing mood-based working, like making 50 calls one day and literally zero the next. You see weak sales skills where agents just ramble on about policy features instead of digging into the client's actual needs. Then there's this deep fear of hearing no, which quietly, almost invisibly, shrinks the volume of people you're even willing to contact. Plus, there's this emotional dependence on getting a yes right away. And to top it all off, without any tracking visibility, agents have no real idea how many contacts actually lead to a sale, so they just simply underdo it.
Listen, if the fear of rejection is keeping you trapped in your comfort zone, we have got to reframe it. Remember this. Every no brings you one step closer to the next yes. Actually, scratch that. It doesn't just bring you closer. Rejection is absolutely not a stopping point. It is a necessary, completely unavoidable stepping stone in what is essentially a volume-driven business. You just have to push into new territory.
So, the crucial point here is that we need a massive mindset shift. We've got to stop asking the amateur question,
Where can I find prospects? Instead, we need to start asking the professional question. Where do people make financial decisions? It's a subtle switch, but it changes everything. We need to look for life events, rather than just wandering around hoping to bump into random buyers.
Which brings us to Section 4, creating a prospecting system and the mechanics of a top performer.
Now that we've properly diagnosed the issue, let's look at the actual mechanics and tools that top performers use to build a pipeline that literally never runs dry. When you look at where financial decisions are actually made, you can map life events directly to financial concerns. Think about it. A wedding naturally triggers the need for family security. A new job? That triggers retirement planning. A home purchase triggers the need for loan protection. You see, people don't wake up wanting insurance, but they definitely wake up worrying about these life events. Shifting from selling policies to solving these very specific problems ensures your opportunities will absolutely never end. To really capitalize on this, you need a systematic referral engine. Just vaguely asking, hey, know anyone who could use my services? Yeah, that gets incredibly weak results. Top agents use a highly tactical framework. Step 1, wait for a specific, high-trust moment, like right after they sign a policy or after you've just provided great claim service. Step 2, ask for a specific name, not just a general favor. Step 3, provide a specific reason for the introduction. And Step 4, actually train your clients on exactly who to refer to you. Tell them you're looking for people in their exact profession or life stage.
But beyond referrals, you absolutely must build a marketing system outside of your personal network if you want to expand your pipeline. Niche down to a specific profession or life stage so you aren't out there fighting everyone for everyone. Leverage digital channels, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, local Facebook groups, so you aren't practically invisible online. Partner up with centers of influence, CPAs, lawyers, realtors, to get those cross-referrals. And above all else, set non-negotiable daily activity targets, like adding 10 to 20 brand new names to your list every single day.
All right, our final section, Section 5, the 30-day pipeline challenge, moving from an event to a daily habit. Okay, we've covered the why and the how. Now it is time to take action and move prospecting from a reactive, stressful event into a proactive daily habit. So here is your actionable challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to entirely drop the pressure of closing a sale every day. Seriously, let it go. Do not focus on selling one policy every day. Instead, focus entirely on meeting just one new person every day. Just start one new conversation. That is the habit. Just think about how this compounds over time. If you simply start one new conversation a day, well, that's 30 new contacts in a month. Keep that up, and that equals 360 brand new contacts in a year. Can you imagine injecting 360 new relationships into your pipeline annually? It's incredible. This is the compounding math of a top performer. This single, simple habit can completely change the trajectory of your entire business. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The warm market isn't a wall. It's really just the end of your starter field. Are you ready to stop just trying to harvest from a field you've already completely cleared and start sowing new seeds today? Take this 30-day challenge, start filling your tank daily, and watch your business completely transform. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today. Now, go get planting.